Anniversaries are very important times. I'm not 150 years old yet, but I'm old enough to realize how life-giving our honest memories of the past can be. How remembering the dedication, the service, the generosity of those who have gone before us inspire us even today. And I would hope that, given the memories of those who appear in this video, and your own memories of life at St. Joseph, however far those memories may go into the past, that you will find this time as a time of renewal, of deeper awareness of those things that identify us as Catholic Christians.
No matter what the circumstances are, it's kind of a joyful place.
I had lovely children, all 35 of them.
So it's just been our whole life.
That was a good time of my life, that's all I can say.
Little church on the hill is my church.
As we've celebrated our 150th anniversary as a community of faith in the year 2010, one of the greatest joys has been the sharing of special memories made over the years right here at St. Joseph's Church and School. Today we say we are a people of gratitude, hospitality, and discipleship. That legacy began in 1860 and continued in recent decades as our parish expanded and grew. When we started planning our anniversary celebration, the idea was suggested that we collect memories from some of our longest-term parishioners. A team of interviewers met with a number of people. Others submitted their memories in writing. All of these are contained in our Memories publication, thanks to Marie Cinti and her team. A few people invited us into their homes and into their hearts to collect their memories on camera. Thanks to the talents of our deacon, Duncan Harris, and our music director, Matt Curley, we have these edited interviews to share with you. Collectively, these memories create a snapshot of our history in the past 50 years or so. They focus on the time when our community moved under the leadership of Father John Malley from the beloved church on the hill to Gebhardt Road. Another key time in recent history was what many refer to as the Moynihan era, when Father Jim Moynihan invited people into church ministry in new and exciting ways in the wake of the Second Vatican Council. We begin with Margaret Erkwitz, believed to be the eldest living parishioner who was baptized at the little church on the hill. She and her late husband Art were married and raised their family in the Catholic faith at that cherished place of worship.
Little church on the hill is my church. I was born and baptized, went to religion on Saturdays, walked to church in the morning and said the rosary, and then the parishioners would respond, and then I received my confirmation. Then I was married at St. Joe's, the little church on the hill. Many happy memories of that little church. And I hope someday to lie next to my husband in the aisle of the little church on the hill where our married life started. Art gave me for my first wedding anniversary, our first wedding anniversary, the hand-painted picture by Mr. Porter.
Maggie Weischer has precious memories of the Christmas Eve move from Penfield Road to Gebhardt Road.
Well, we moved out to Penfield in 1949, and it was in 1956 that we had our new church. It was Father Malley was the pastor, and he was very anxious to have Christmas Eve Mass in the new church. So the congregation, as many men and women as could, moved all the furniture from the white church on the hill to this new church back of us here.
Our St. Joseph school teachers are a wealth of memories and historical knowledge, and entertaining stories about former pastors, even Father Malley, according to Esther Innes.
We arrived shortly before Father Malley and grew to love him, and he knew that I was a teacher and that I would be available to do some subbing. He called one day asking if I would be willing to come in, and I said, sure, tomorrow? And he said, no, I'd like you to finish out the year for a lay teacher who is not feeling well. And I said, I don't think I can do that, but needless to say, Father Malley convinced me, and I stayed for 5 years. It was supposed to be just finishing out the year. However, I loved every minute of it, and it was grand. I had lovely children, all 35 of them.
Millie and John Reina were among many couples and individuals whose contributions to St. Joseph's were welcomed and encouraged by Father Moynihan.
John and I got involved with the 60 plus for the older people in our parish so they'd have something to do. And we decided we'd have lunch for them once a month. And Bob Scheck and John would get all the food ready. We'd go out and buy it, and then we would prepare it and then serve it to the people. May Diamora and John, we started a St. Joseph's table at our church, and it was very successful. Many of our people brought in food, but no meat, because it's the St. Joseph table. You don't have meat the day before St. Joseph. And on Sunday, Father would open up the hall and we would fix it, and people would come in, especially if they needed to eat, because it's supposed to be served to poor people. And they would line, Johnny had made them have a line, and they would take a dish and help themselves with anything that was on the table, and we did have a lot of food.
Frank Palermo found his place in the history of St. Joseph's, helping to define who we are as a mission-driven people, committed to helping those in need.
I've been a member of St. Joseph's Church since, 37 years, since 1974. And my wife and I, by the time most of the kids are all grown up and we're gone, and I just had resigned from the dairy because of my injuries, and so I started getting more involved in the church. When Genevieve died in 1984, two fellows come over to my door, Frank McDonald and Gaylord Redding, knocked on the door. I said, and they introduced themselves, would you like to join Legion of Mary? What's that? Legion of Mary, what's that, a foreign group? And, no, we visit people in nursing homes, and we do charitable work. We had the Legion of Mary, our Christmas dinner right there, and we cooked 2 hams over here, and Julie and Agnes would sit at the table with candles, with get Christmas for my fir tree back there. It was everybody had a wonderful time.
Over the years, our people learned the importance of getting involved. For Kathy and Jack Best, it all started with the R&R weekends.
I think it's the idea of friendships. Okay. That it's kind of a spiritual friendship that you have because you get to know more about yourself and your relationship with our Creator. But equally, as you get to know more people, you begin to realize that they have similar hopes and aspirations and problems and fears, and to the degree that we can work together to confront them. It always gave us people that we knew that we could talk to it another time if we had something that we really needed to get off our chest or to get some other ideas on.
In addition, St. Joe's was no longer just a place to go to on Sunday. It was something that could be an integral part of your life. It was the place to go for peace. It was the place to go for companionship, for laughter, for parties. It was really a very special part of your life, not just a place to go.
I think it's St. Joe's has become the place to go for joy. As a matter of fact, that whatever we do, in some way, defining joy in the broadest context, where effectively you feel good about what is taking place and you feel good about what you can bring to others and what they can bring to you, and you do that on a regular basis, no matter what the circumstances are. It's kind of a joyful place.
Along the way, a flourishing music ministry was developed. The school continued to grow and thrive, and special teachers not only developed their own memories, but created memories that generations of students have carried with them as they now raise their own children in the Catholic faith. Two special friends, Shirley Bisick and Mary Malone, offer a glimpse into this part of our parish life.
Father Mally, when he first approached me, I think he was full of what was happening in the parish and very excited to have the congregation move along with the parish. So he asked me if I would start a choir, and I said yes. It's simple as that. I think the first few people, well, I remember the first Mass, I don't think there were more than maybe 12. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. 12? But they worked very hard, and we just grew after that.
And we were all quite young then. We were in our 30s. So it was really, I thought it was wonderful that Father Mally asked someone young to start the choir. Little did he know how long it all would last.
That I would grow old.
We would grow old.
We would.
But that was very judicious on his part, I think. I absolutely adore reading to the children. And it's good for them to sit down and listen to a story, and they love it too. They love coming to the library. I do not have the quietest library in Monroe County. It's probably a little noisier than some libraries when they come in, but what I love is after they select a book and before it's time for me to read, I encourage them to find a book and read it together or look at the pictures together. And they have books that they love that don't go home. They stay in the library and they pore over them. They do I Spies together. And there's nothing I love better than seeing little groups of children, 2 or 3, well, there can only be 3 to a book, looking at a book together and enjoying it. It's just wonderful. So we right away got involved in St. Joseph's, and it was wonderful then because it was small and you got to know everyone. But it's been such a wonderful experience, not only religiously and spiritually, but so many people that you get to know and you've known over the years and you can rely on. And our pastors have been, they've all been different, but they've all brought their own specialness to the parish, and I think that's wonderful. And being part of the choir, I just love being part of the choir. I can't imagine going to Mass without being part of that is difficult. So it's just been our whole life.
Today, in collaboration with our pastor, Father Jim Schwartz, we have again committed ourselves to renovating and expanding our parish facilities and ministries to meet current needs. We too are challenging ourselves to engage in new areas of service as witnesses to the love of Jesus Christ in the world. It is our great hope that the sharing of these special stories will inspire you to take one more step in your journey of faith. One more step in creating your own special memories as a disciple of Jesus Christ and parishioner of today's St. Joseph's Church.